the ambient light rejection technology gain. As you can see, I moved everything from the kitchen in here so I can have more room to work on and set up one of my screens and a vase and all this other crazy stuff. So I've seen a lot of demonstrations on this particular piece of hardware, and it seemed like a really good idea because from everything I've seen from it, everybody just seems to work so easy. You just click it on, you scan it, the object, you just incorporate videos or images from their library or from your library, easy to use. That is not the real deal. It is actually a bit of a nightmare to use. So before I actually brought the equipment, I actually went onto their site on their group site on Facebook, and just seeing some of the reaction from other people, different things they displayed. It seemed pretty cool. So I'm thinking like, okay, I made a good investment. So I already dropped the 924 on it, so it was already on its way. So as when I got it here, it sat here for a few days because I had orders to take care of first, and then I got a chance to Friday. I got a chance to dip into it and see exactly what I was getting myself to, hooking it up and everything. So basically, hooking everything up is pretty much self-explanatory. It's not really that hard. But the problem you run into is the firmware or software that's actually incorporated into these units is a bit buggy. I mean, really, really freaking buggy. So I had issues with trying to register my account. That was one headache that never even worked to begin with. So I figured I didn't have to use it because you can just skip that option. There's another problem with the firmware and the camera not working properly, where cameras had issues scanning the objects. The camera wasn't showing up. There was incidents where the camera didn't show up. Then basically the scan just took absolutely forever to basically scan something. It took forever to scan something. So that became a problem right there. So then, as last night, I put up a video because I was so frustrated with this thing. Because not only that, you have to register them. So when you first turn them on, you're not going to see anything on the screen. You have to go on. You have to register your hardware. So your hardware basically will give you a username, and it will give you a serial number. You got to put both of those serial numbers. So you have to come over to the computer here. I have my computer set up. You got to come into your computer, and you got to set everything up. You got to go to, they give you a site to go to. You go to the site and you register all your stuff. That does not work at all because I tried doing registration multiple times, and for some reason it kept denying every password that I put in and created new passwords. So every time I put a password in, it said it didn't exist. So I would have to go back out. I would have to put in I forgot my password when I didn't, and then I would have to redo that process all over again just to see another error message pop up to say, hey, look, you're not that person, you got to do this again. So this happened multiple times. So after that, so you know what, skip it. I saw an option where you just don't have to bother going in and creating an account, so I just skipped all that, went straight on in. And then there was the issues with the camera not scanning properly, as if the objects were too far or too close away. That became one problem. Another problem issue is where I just could not get the camera to basically show up or be detected. So keep in mind, find out later on that the firmware in the camera was too old and you had to plug it into your operating system to update the camera. And still I had problems after that trying to get the system to work. Now, as I was working on it yesterday, I figured out something that, you find out when you work with technology, there's little things you figure out that make it work a little smoother, things you figure out that may work for you, but not everybody else. And I found that if I put it in something called Quick Scan, it scans right away from the door. So it's a bit tedious trying to get the camera to basically focus just right so you're hitting the objects that you want to hit. It's not something where you're just going to take it out of the box and you're just going to room, and you're going to be basically a professional from the door. It takes a bit of some time to do it. So I've been up since, I don't know how long, but right now I'm scanning this vase. So I'm learning bit by bit by bit. Like I said, it's not easy as they make it sound. It does require a lot of freaking work in order to get it to work. And then when you do get it to work, you're going to have days where it may work and may not. It's not going to be 100% on point. Just to let you know, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. If you ain't got the patience for it, don't go near it at all, period. Just don't bother with it. So right now, I tested several different forms of my product, my formula, It does work well with the black. It works extremely well with the black. The blue, actually, it works extremely well with blue. I haven't tried the invisible technology yet. So right now, we're just scanning a vase right now. So when you scan the vase, you're not going to just be to scan the vase and be done with it. You're going to have to do some editing in here, which means you're going to have to go in, scan the vase, and then there's going to be a little pinpoint dot to pop up. That's all the areas where being scanned. That's where the scans are being hit. You're going to have to basically sometimes they may not evenly hit the surface correctly. If the surface has too many ridges, this doesn't have any ridges. It's a base. It's smooth all the way around. So there's no like you're scanning a plant where you're going to have to go and you have to take those points, those scan points, and you're going to have to basically redirect them where it looks more suitable. Whereas you're actually scanning a plant where it's not going to come like a huge blot of paint that don't smear it across your surface. So I think I did pretty good on basically mapping that out. So now I got to go in and I have to get me a surface to put over top of this. Now, for me, mine works. Some people, theirs don't work in quick scan. I heard from other people I've talked to. I mean, after I got in there and I started showing off what I was going through, I had a few people coming in saying, yeah, I had a problem with this and this was happening, that was happening. I had to figure it out. So it doesn't work. What I may have right here that may work for me may not work for you. So, you know, some people had full scan that was operating and quick scan just was not working. So we're just going to hit this little doodah right here. We're going to insert this. They got a library here. So we're just going to insert this from the library into the scan over there. Now, once that's in there, it'll start flashing, letting you know that, you know, your pinpoints are on. Now, you can go in and change them. Like right now, if you basically feel that you're not basically covering the entire thing, you can go in, you can edit it right in the door where you want your little scanners to show up at, so it picks up. So like I said, it's a bit tedious. Just let you know, if you ain't got the patience for it, don't bother. Now, if you do editing and all that stuff, you'll have a ball with this to a certain degree, till it starts acting up, and then you start screaming out the top of your lungs like, what the freak I'm doing. But yeah, it gets a bit tedious. So it's not like when I saw the commercial on YouTube, they make it seem like it's so freaking easy. And pairing this thing through Wi-Fi, yeah, that's why I'm using the hard line, because pairing it's a freaking nightmare too. So I don't know what it is. It's a conflict between the hardware and the software, or maybe the firmware is temperamental. I don't know what it is, but it is a freaking headache. It's a headache. I got 10 days. My complaint went through with PayPal, so I got 10 days in order to get this thing to freaking work. If it doesn't, by 10 days, it's out. Oh, my goodness. I've worked with much harder programs than this, and they didn't even hurt me this bad. All right, so let's see what we get from here. All right, because I'm just trying to, right now, being able to do an object or a surface, that's easy. That's really easy. Just trying to pinpoint it to one particular area, there's the hard part. So let's see. We're going to go in and we're going to preview, publish. So now it's going to do another scan of the surface again. And let's see how much of that surface we actually literally landed with the scanner. That's another problem. The scanner is a nightmare. Let's see how much of that surface we actually. So out of that surface, where I just put all those pinpoints at, we only hit that much of the vase. That's it. So you can see it does work. It doesn't work well. So I'm using my Sony DPL FH30. From that distance, that projector would cover all this with no problem. I can pinpoint where I want it to go, but the problem with trying to pinpoint it is a bit of a nightmare because the scanner does not pick up correctly when it hits an object. So I basically put my scan points all the way around, making sure it's fully covered, and it only hit that center part right there. Okay. Let's do something simple here, because like I said, this is the hard part, trying to get it to be able to scan a surface. And as I told you before, remember, I told you the surface, this is not a projection screen. So the problem you have with this is you're going to get some of this, all this pretty detailed art, and whatever you're scanning all blended together. So whatever you're scanning, you got to make sure there's nothing on it. Now, as you can see, when I remove it, that's the image of the scan that scanned the base that hit the screen right there. None of those dots connected. So let's take this out, and we'll just use the big giant screen behind, right in front of us. And let's do some drawing on the screen. All right. And also, too, it's not as simple as, hey, you just point the camera and it automatically just scan. No, 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 no. Not even freaking close. No. No, no, no. It's not going to be that easy. They make it sound like you just hit something, scan it, boom. That's what I thought. Scan it, boom, done. No, 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 no. That's not going to happen. You're going to have to basically do a lot of freaking tweaking to get that to work. All right, so let me see. You know what it reminds me of? This is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of, and I don't know if those of you are old enough to know about this, but Radio Shack used to be called Tandy Corporation before it was Radio Shack. That's what it's called. It was called Tandy Corporation before they changed the name over to Radio Shack. And they had a lot of interesting, that's why I love Radio Shack and I miss it so much. A lot of interesting, quirky kinds of technology, you know what I mean? Stuff you can learn, all kinds of cool stuff about. You know, I got educated very well through Radio Shack, working with a lot of their cool, quirky toys. And one of the things they had this computer system that basically, it was a basic. I wish we would have kept that. Oh man, it probably was worth so much money now. But anyway, it was a computer system, and you had to type in like freaking 6 or 7 pages of code just to get the color red. If anybody remembers that era of basically typing in tons of code in order just to get certain reactions to pop up on the screen, it's the old IBMs and Apple computers way back in the day had that you can type in like tons of freaking code just to pull up one color. So it's like freaking like 6 pages of code just for the color red. And you're like, oh, because you're amazing. I mean, you don't see stuff like that particular time. Blue, green, red. That was amazing at that particular time. But that's how it was. Same scenario here. Same thing here, but separate, it's just pinpointing where you want your scans to go. So we got to hit continue because every time you do this, oh, I forgot about this part too. If something does not operate correctly, the only way to back out of it, you have to do a power cycle, which means you have to turn that thing off and unplug your stuff and plug everything back in, power cycle the system, so you can basically come up with a fresh start. All right, so there's my room right there. So you're scanning. You have to make sure that you have everything correct. It's like I said, if they did it right, if they did what they were supposed to, I don't know if they did proper testing. I don't know, because it should be acting a lot better than this. We're going to hit the quick scan because full scan takes forever. One day I'm just going to put on full scan and just let it run and see how long it literally takes for full scan to actually activate on here. All right, so we're going to hit on this right here. This is where I explain to people that you can't rush a product. I don't know. I can't say they did. I can't say they did. From my personal experience, getting something like this out of the box like this, and I'm a tech junkie, it's rushed. It feels like a rushed product to me. This is why testing is very, very important, and this is why when you see me do demonstrations on my screen paint personally, from my company point of view, this is why we have so many demonstrations on showing the projectors, different applications on different forms of different screens. This is why I have so much testing to show you that our stuff is done thoroughly and by the book. Where this, on the other hand, was not. It just wasn't. Because I shouldn't have had this much of a struggle out of the gate. All right, so I'm just going to use my brush because my brush actually works much better on here, and we'll just give it a. I'll take this one at 31, and I think we're just going to put something weird on here. Just going to put down. Just write something crazy on it. All right, writing's not going to be all that great. Keep in mind, I'm not used to writing on something like this. All right, so let me see. Now, if you want to get rid of this, all you gotta do is hit this and just expand this right here. And just go in and just get rid of it all right there. Erase it all from the door from there. Like I said, if I get this to work, if I can tweak this and get this to work, I'm keeping it because I want it. I definitely want it. I don't want my money back. I can keep the freaking $924. I don't want it. I want the equipment. That's what I want. So it's just gonna have to take me some time, maybe some patience, and figure out exactly all the bugs and glitches in here because I can't go in here and reprogram the firmware because then I basically tamper with the equipment and I void my warranty, so I can't do that, which I thought about it a few times. All right, so I'm coming here and the brush actually works much better because that's why I like to use the brush. There is no different colors. So you're not going to come in here and splash it with blue, greens, reds, and yellows. It's just one color. It's just red because that's basically what it's needed to actually pick up the the colors all come from the images you're actually going to push. You're going to put on here. So we use a brush right here. We're going to use a brush, and we're just going to put let me see. I'm going to write on the screen here. So right now I'm actually writing on my projection screen right there. Trust me, I'm not enjoying any of this right now because I thought it'd be something like, bam, I can scan it, bam, I can scan it. Nah, ain't nowhere close. And like I said, I'm not the only one because I talked to a few people who have it and they were like, in the forum site, and they were like, yeah, I had problems with the camera not wanting to react right. So let's hope this a little better. Okie dokie. Now, all we got to do now is just basically create a surface. Boom, that's done. These little pinpoints that come up, those are your little signatures right there. You can actually get it to fit. Add more in there so it fits nicely, like so. All right. And a little bit. And up right there, you're finished. You're done. So now you go in and you can, these are all the different editing tools they have in here. Pretty much, like I said, it's very simple. It's not hard to do. It's not something where you have to be a professional, which I am not. You go into your library. You can use their library, which I'm going to use my library one day. So I'm going here and hit this. This is a library that'll pop up. This will give you all the options that you can use. So since we're going to use this for heat, I want something with heat. So like a kind of a flaming plasma, which would be right here. So all you do is insert this content. Now that the content is inserted, you just go over to publish. It will scan the first time, it will scan the second time, and then you will see it activate right over there on the screen. There you go. We just put heat on my screen. Heat on my screen. Yeah. So it's like I said, you get it down pat. If you get it down pat, it's pretty much an amazing piece of equipment. It just takes a lot of patience. That's all. The hardest part is basically trying to get it to pinpoint and scan small objects. That's not easy to do because it's not something where it's easy where you just scan it one time, as they said, and it's done. And you just basically gotta go in and just redirect where your points go. It's not that easy. So it just takes some time. Now the problem they were having with their technology is the fact that sorry, I'm tired. The problem that they have with their technology, they were hitting this stuff with white screens and gray screens, and the colors were washing out and they were fading because they don't have the black technology that we developed over here. So when I was on their site and the guy was asking me what on the screen I was using, oh, that's black technology. We developed this stuff, and I was showing them that I was using this in a fully lit environment. That's what sparked their interest. So I may be getting a few emails or maybe this, that, and the other for basically incorporating this into a form of advertising or however way you want to put it. But I think that looks pretty cool. Try something else. Let's try see if we can do some kind of special effects on here. I want to do my floor, to tell you the truth. I really would like to do my floor or the ceiling. Just scan the entire ceiling because they got something where the floor breaks apart, falls apart. That's something I want to try. So let me see if I could scan the ceiling. How far can I get this to lean up? Because I'm going to see if I can scan my ceiling. Let's see. I got to put this in. I don't know if I put this in stream, show stream camera stream. I should be able to do this. Let me see. And discard this. Put this down as new. And we'll do this right here. I want to be able to do my ceiling. How much of my ceiling am I hitting? Should probably hit a good part of it. Let's go put in the quick scan right here. Well, actually, I should be hitting my ceiling. If I'm scanning upwards, this shouldn't be there. That should be up on my ceiling. Oh, I forgot. All right. I just remembered that. Yeah, you can only scan where the camera is hitting. You can only, okay, so basically where the projector is hitting, that's the only place. I forgot about that. So the projector has to be upward. Oh, man. Oh, well, whatever. Okay. I got it. So let me bring it back down. You can only go where the projector is landing. I need to get a smaller projector. That's what I need to do. I need to get a much smaller projector. I'm looking at getting myself up. Well, you can't use 4Ks with these. That's the only problem. You can't use 4Ks with them. Let's put in a quick scan. Hopefully I didn't mess up my my settings, because I had set just right where I can actually see the screen. Let's see what comes up on my end. Yeah, I gotta go back and do this. I had this it's at 25%. 25%. Yeah, 25%. That's what I had it at. So I'm gonna have to go back in and adjust my camera so I can fit it directly on there. So like I said, it's trying right now, because right now, since I moved my camera, I have to scan it. I had to scan it again to get it to fit just right where I have it at right now. And I'll show you what you get. So like I said, it works. It does. It's definitely trying. I am actually kind of tired of playing with this, to tell you the truth, because I am getting more work out of this than fun. So we're going to create another one. See if I can get this thing to actually function a little better. Reason, let me see. You got to adjust your camera. You can't just set the camera down and just expect to scan it and be done. You're going to be fiddling with the camera just to get that sweet spot, to get it to fit in there. So that's something you're going to have to do. All right, we're going to do a quick scan again. And let's see what we get again. This one. And that's the part I don't get. You can see where basically it's scanning within the screen. But on my end, from my camera's point of view, see how now it's just got the top of the screen? So this is another problem you have. The scan does not correctly scan correctly. So scanning objects are not on point. They're not accurate. So as you can see right here, this scanner is fitting inside my frame, but over here, it only got the top part of my screen, and that's it. So you're going to have to basically adjust the crap out of this slightly but slowly to figure out exactly where your sweet spot's going to be. It's not going to be as easy as just taking the camera, sitting it down, scanning an object, and being done with it. All right. So Let's go in here and try the same, change the settings. Just bring it up to around 12, or we can bring it up to, I think we should do 50 and see what happens. Yeah, 50 is too high up. We're at 12. Let's bring it at 35 and see what we get. All right, now we got to go back in again. This is what I'm sure you got to go through. You got to hit new project. You got to hit discard this one. You have to create another one. And then you have to select, this is your online name, which is Chipper, and I'm not Chipper about this. So it's a painstaking video, but at least you know if you decide you want to go out and buy this, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into, instead of seeing all commercials. And I've seen a lot of people actually with this, like I said, on the site I was on, the group site, and just bit by bit were telling me these little horror stories of problems they were having with it. Showing. So now I got to move it down a little bit more because I'm just about there, but I'm not quite there yet. So I don't get this part. So, okay, now I got to move it down. I got to adjust it a little bit more because my camera's there, but it's not quite there yet. So let me see what I got to do to get it to go in. Because it's trying me right now. Every step of the way it's trying me. This is as far as it's going to go. There we go. So, all right. So let's try it again. So every time you don't get that camera pinpoint where it needs to go, you're going to have to go in. So let's go in here again. Let's hit new project. Discard the old one. Get the new one. Hit it again. And then we'll hit quick scan. And then we'll hit it one more time. And hopefully we got it this time. All right, now we've got corner of the screen. So we got now. We have the corner of the screen. We don't have the whole screen. We have the corner of the screen. Good gracious, man. They got to be kidding with this. All right, so now we got to, you know what, we're just going to take this right here because it's going to be an ongoing battle with the camera and with the scanner, because it'd be easier if you can just set it there and it just scans whatever's in the environment, which it was supposed to do, and then you can go in and you can paint and edit it, whatever you want to do. But no, you have to pinpoint everything just so, because it's not, the camera does not fully pick up everything. All right, so let me see. Let's come in and let's just grab something that we can just go in and mark it up with. We'll grab our brush and let me see. Let me see if I can get the painting behind me, if that will even work. So now I'm just painting the Star Wars poster behind me a different color. Hopefully this works. All right, let me make a difference. Let me see. Got a little bit outside. Clean it up a little bit. All right, so that's cleaned up nice and sharp. All right, so let's go over here and we'll expand our brush, and we'll put down, let's see. I'm just going to do an earthquake effect here. So just put something here. Oh, shoot, didn't mean to go over that far over. So let's just put this over here and here. It doesn't make a difference. I just want something to freaking pop up on the screen so we can see what we got to do here, because this is really tedious. Let's get this out of the way. Doesn't make a difference. I just want to see that poster pop on it. Matter of fact, yeah, I just want to leave it that way. I want to see that poster pops up on that side. go. Told you it's tedious. You gotta go in, you gotta basically cover everything and anything in that red. And then once that's done, don't worry about the scribbleness. The scribbleness is me doing something stupid. Go back over to your brush. You can expand the size of your brush, which I'm doing right now. And I'm just going to go around the edges on this right here. That's all. The hard thing about, like I said, is just trying to get the stupid scanner to freaking scan the objects that are in the environment without basically moving your camera over and over and over again, because you can't seem to get it in there just right. So that's the part right there. So we're just going to cover all this in. Can't leave anything not uncovered because it will show up as a broken scan. You'll see little, like somebody just shattered your image. That's what it'll look like. So we're just going to cover all this in real quick. All right, so we got the poster over there. Now, if this thing scans correctly, my poster should come up separately from my screen. So I should be the scan, have all this scanned. So we'll cut this in. Oh, no, it's not like the commercial. On the commercial, they go, oh, they just point, scan, you're done. No, it's not like that. Nope, not even close. Not even the freaking ballpark. No, not even close. So we're going to come over here and erase some of this so we can get this looking a little sharper. Let's bring this down right there. There we go. You're going to be homing your skills. If you are not good with drawing straight lines, which I'm not right now, you're going to have little issues. Let me get back to put some color back in there, because I kind of erased some of that out of there. So here we go. Let's get that in there real nice. Make sure you don't have any black little spots in there, because that will show up on your design. It's not as easy as the commercial is. I'm going to put the commercial above so you can see how easy they make it look. Is that me, or is that my, is there, no, that's me drawing on something. Okay, let's come in here and grab this so we can remove all that, because I caught that by accident right there. So you want to erase all that out of there. Everything in there, you want to erase that, because that is going to definitely show up, and it's going to show little pinpoints that are going to pop up. And another thing too about the little pinpoints, which I can't understand, Lightform, which I have to put this out here. Whatever I cover in red is supposed to pick up with those little scanner points, not areas that I've never touched. All right, so I don't get that part at all. Let's go create the surface, which we're going to do right now. I'm going to create the surface. So all those little dots that pop up right there that you're seeing, those are your little scan points right there. As I said before, I don't even know why there's a cluster of them right there, because they're not supposed to be there. So now what you're going to do is go into your accuracy settings, which they say this is how easy it is. You just have to go put back to your accuracy settings, But that's not going to work that well, because you're still going to have some that are scattered about that you have to basically round up and put where they need to be at. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go over here and press done. Then you're going to have to go into your settings down here, and you're going to have to fit structure to mask. That's what you're going to have to hit that right there. And that's going to allow you to be able to take things that are not supposed to be in certain areas and put them where they need to be at, like over here. And this one over here needs to be put over there. And this one over here needs to be put over there. So you'll be doing this too. So there's a line that goes all the way around from here to here, and you have to make sure those little pinpoint areas are on that line, like so. So that's what you're gonna have to do. This is literally putting me to sleep right now. I'm so bored of doing this. Okie dokie. Now, and that's done. I mean, if you want to straighten this out a little better, I think I'm going to just straighten this out a little better, because it is a bit crooked here. So I'll just straighten it right there. Put that right there. It should be right there. Make sure you got a really good mouse when you're doing this, because you do not want a mouse that's going to be jumping all over the place as you're doing this. And let's pinpoint that right there. All right, so now that's done. Now we have to just go over and just basically just find something to incorporate into this right now. So we'll just go over here and we'll grab something out of the library. Wait. Forgot I can't do that because now the poster's crooked. So now I got to go over to the poster and I have to go in. I have to basically line that up now. Yeah, the more stuff that you scan, the more stuff you're going to be in there lining up. All right, so we'll get that over there. And it's just way off key right here. So I'll put that there. All right, there. And that right there. Just trying to get it as close to the scan point as possible. And then after you go through all of this, you may not get the full entire scan. You might get half of it. So, because I've gotten that happen before. I've actually moved all the scan points around, got everything perfectly, as you saw with the vase, and boom, only got half of it. All right, so we're done all that. Let's go grab ourselves a image to put up there. So we just scroll through here and just grab an image. Let's pull up the some special effects because I'm done with all these over here. And let's go to the bottom. Keep in mind, you can put your own stuff in here if that's what you want, how you want to do it. I am going to use, let me see. Okay, let's use, this looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. All right, let's get something here. Let's do this right here. Do it right there. We're going to take this. So you insert that. This is going to be inserted into it. So I think we may have tweaked it and got it right. I'm pretty sure. All right, now we got to do is we got to go in and we have to publish it. So we'll see what we get. So far I scanned that poster right there and that right there. So let's see how it comes up, how accurate the hit was. And we have to go through one more scan. A little bit. So no, here's the thing. I just clearly scanned that poster right there. That poster didn't even show it right there because it's supposed to be there, not there. See what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. The scan it has issues. It has a lot of freaking issues. So there's a lot of bugs in it. So bottom line, let's get up close to show you what was supposed to happen. So as I'm scanning this right here is supposed to be there. That's what I scanned a few minutes ago. This automatically landed here, but this was supposed to be the entire screen, and it only scanned half the screen. And that's why I said buy at your own risk. It does work. It just doesn't work well. And I think for the number of people that I've talked to who've had their personal horror stories about the equipment, they didn't do it. They must not have done it proper testing. This must be a rush job. It has to be a rush job because it's no. I tell people testing. All those crazy demonstrations you see me doing my product, pulling projectors back 20 feet, doing demonstrations outside. This is why it's important to do these tests because bottom line, at the end of the day, I can do any form of live demonstration on my technology and it will run with no problem whatsoever. And I do a lot of live demonstrations. This is why I have the confidence to sit from a camera and hit a screen paint that I just developed about 5 or 10 minutes ago and hit that thing with a long throw, short throw, 4,000 lumens, 1,000 lumens, and test against high performance and know it's going to perform perfectly because all the testing that I do when it comes to my product. Well, that's it for me, man. I've already went in and can't think of anything else I could possibly do in order to get this to function correctly. So it's a shame. It's beautiful, but the problem is the hardware and firmware just does not marry well. So let's try to just do something out of the ordinary. All right, because right now I've been kind of sticking to the books because it's pretty much what works. All right, so we're going to here, and I'm just going to use my quick scan for this, and we're going to just see if we can just cover whatever. That's what we're going to do, just cover whatever. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just see what we can get away with. All right. So this is what it's bringing up. I got half my poster. I got my screen now. I got more of the screen than I had before. Let's just grab some of this this magic. I'm gonna grab this magic wand. I'm gonna use that right there. And we're just gonna go in and just basically just go buck wild in here. So we're just gonna cover this whole section right here. Cover that right there. That's all done. Let's get this whole section covered with some of this magic wand. And then we'll see if we can get, I don't know, this over here covered. Is this going to cover right there? Yeah, that's going to cover. So we'll hit that right there. We'll just cover the whole thing in. Let's see what happens if we use the magic wand. Maybe that works better in the program. There we go. Covering all that in. Because any areas you don't hit, eventually will come up spotty. So you have to hit everything. There we go. So we're now fully covered with the magic wand. Boom. All right. And we're just going to go in and just hit. We're going to hit create a surface. Now I'm going to bother editing jet. Going to run right through it. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to run right through it. All right. So all that's done right there. We're going to hit done. Boom. That's done. Then we're going to go over and hit what surface we want. Let me see. Surface layers. We're good. That's our surface layer right there. So we're just going to hit any form of, I was curious about this whole moose thing. What the heck is this moose thing? Anyway, let's grab funny when I just say just grab everything. This is just the one part. You start thinking like, oh, what do I want to put here? Let's put this crumble on here. Let's put this crumble in here. All right, so we're going to insert the crumble. So the crumble is there. All right, so like I said, on this end, this is what it's showing me. This is what I'm seeing on my end. Right? I'm seeing the poster react. I'm seeing the screen react. That's what I'm seeing. Let's see if we're going to get the same thing back. All right, so we're going to publish it right now. So it's going to scan twice. We get our first one and our second one is going to scan twice. And bam, there we go. So the camera is not scanning the environment correctly because you just clearly saw on my monitor, I showed the poster, which is supposed to have that kind of cracked image right on the poster. It showed here, and it showed here. But it didn't scan the poster. What it did was it basically took the image and moved it into the screen. All right, so let's do an experiment here. Let's completely remove the entire screen. We'll just leave the poster there so it has nothing to hit on the screen and then see what happens. All right, so now we just have the poster only. So let's see what happens if we go in it and we can only scan the poster. That's it. Or I guess the screen is still there. We can't hit that. It might just scan that. Let me just move that to the other room. A little farther out, so that way it's not. Nothing here to scan. There we go. All right, that's gone. I mean, the next scan option I saw was for $6,000, and I may be paying for that one because I was not happy with this at all. All right, so let me go over here because I still want to do this. I'm still planning to do 3D mapping, regardless of how much money it costs me. I'm going to get one. This one just does not work. All right, so let's come out of here. I wonder how much of this is going to actually freaking. Well, actually, no, it shouldn't be scanning all this. It should just pinpoint what I wanted to hit. All right, so let's go into where we got change. So we got to go into change. Every time you change it, you change it over for a new one, you have to discard the old setup here. And all you want to do is just change your project. So we'll go create, hit another one. This one will disappear and you'll see a test pattern up there somewhere. And clip in there, there's the giant test pattern. It's going to quick scan. Mm. Okay, now we're in quick scan. There's the room popping up right there. Let's see what we got in this area that we can basically color in and use. So what we can use right here. So we're going to go into our magic wand right here. And we're just going to basically hit areas that we want to just cover. Let's do the walls. Let's see what happens. If we just do the walls, we're going to do the walls and everything in here. That's what we're going to do. All right. So now we're just doing the doorway and the walls. Let's see what happens. How much of this will scan? So as you're seeing, we're doing all of this right here. All right. We're going to do this on a large scale. All right. Now all that's done. Make sure everything is covered completely. It's all done. It's all covered. Yeah, the neon lights. That's the neon lights on there. It's actually picking up the neon lights. All right. Now all that's done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go and create a surface. Just going to pinpoint all my areas that need to be hit. All right. And then we're going to go hit done on that one. And this one we're probably going to use for our surface. Let's just get something psychedelic. Let's grab this right here. Okay, we'll insert that. Now, I'll show you what we see on the camera. This is what we're seeing on the camera. All right. Let's see if we get the same object we saw on the camera. The entire area, all this is supposed to be illuminated. So let's see what happens. What happens? Okay, so we hit publish, and we're going to scan twice. I actually literally hit what we just saw on the monitor. So if it works, it'd be nice. And that's it. That's literally all we got from the scan. That one little spot right there. That's all we got. Oh, we got the background. There we go. We got the background, the entire background. Just stuff. That's it. But that's not what was supposed to be scanned. What was scanned was the doorway. The doorway here and here was scanned. That was not scanned. So apparently what it's doing is actually the camera and scanner are not working because all it's doing is just projecting how a projector would project. If I were to use a projector and project it, so a projector would project all of this. That's what it's designed to do. That scanner is designed to pinpoint certain areas and allow me to project to those particular areas only, but the scanner is not working. So that's another problem right there we're having. So we got to go back in and discard. Every time you got to go back in and discard. Now, of course, anybody watching this after a while is like, my God, like really serious? You got to go through all that? Yeah, you do. Now, some people, theirs worked right away. Other people had problems with cameras. People had problems with registering. When you get this, like I said, when you turn it on, nothing's going to come on at all. Nothing. It's not going to load up like a Chromecast or a Fire Stick. It's not going to show any logos. Nothing's going to come on the screen. It's just going to be completely blank. And the first thing's going to pop into your mind is, I got a broken piece of equipment. No, you got to actually register your equipment. So you're going to have to come on here. You're going to have to go look up their website, which they give it to you. Go on the website, set up the account. Your account will not go through the first time. It will not go through the second time. It will not go to the third time. And mine didn't go through at all, period. So every time I went in and I put in all my information and I put in my password, I would go click my password, and then you would have to go to your email to verify it. And when you go to verify it and you go back, it would say that your information was invalid. So you will do that again over and over again, thinking that you might have forgot your password, but you will write it down again and again and again to find out that a system is corrupt and it's not going to go through either way. So you just hit skip and you just go through like everybody else goes through. Just skip that altogether because you can still get access to everything you need. You don't really have to register it. So once you're in there, you'll realize that still there is nothing coming up on your screen because now you have to go in and flip over your unit and you have to get the serial number and your name, which mine is Chipper or Chipper with Chuck, whatever. Once you type all that in, it comes up on your cell phone. Because keep in mind, my email, I access it through my cell phone. So I'm on my cell phone accessing and putting all their information in because it will pop up asking you to register your hardware, which I just did. And every time I would punch it in, it would give me a freaking message saying, we can't detect your hardware. We can't find it. And I've done this 3 or 4 times, but we can't find it. So then I said, you know what? Forget it. Let me just go in here and see exactly what I can play around in this little thing that popped up over here. And I noticed my name popped up, which means it did register my stuff. It just told me it wasn't registered. So that's why you see my name here and you see I'm online. Now, parent, I use basically, I didn't want to go through pairing this online because pairing this on Wi-Fi from a few people I talked to is a bit of a hellstorm. Excuse my French, Lord, but that's pretty much what it is. So I just basically use hardline link and that's the end of it. All right, so after you go through all that and you finally get it all set up and you're good to go, then the camera issues start coming in because now you think, okay, I'm in my account. I can start playing with this. I can start downloading some stuff. That's not going to happen because camera's firmware is old and it's not going to work the first time around. Now, you're going to be blank. So then every time you hit your camera, a little message is going to pop up saying, hey, we can't find your camera. It's their camera, but they can't find it. So you're going to click on that and it's going to give you options of ways you can troubleshoot and fix the problem. So then they're going to tell you to unplug your camera, stick it in your computer, and upload the newest, latest firmware, which you're going to need to update your camera. It may work and it may not work. Mine did not work the first 4 times, and then eventually it did work on camera when I was showing off on YouTube. I was pissed off about, excuse my French, on why it wasn't working. All right, now that you got the camera somewhat working, now you're going to have to go through the issues of once the camera's working, you're going to have to power cycle the entire thing, which means unplug everything, let it set for a while, plug everything back in, give it a refresh. Once you give it a refresh, the camera will pop on as mine is popping on. But now you're going to go through something called the scan issues. The scan issues, you got one called full scan and you have another one called quick scan. So full scan basically does a much better job of scanning objects in the environment, where quick scan, on the other hand, does pretty much that's what it is. But quick scan is the only thing that works for me because if I do full scan, it sits in limbo. I mean, pretty much it'll be there for a couple of hours. You will come back and it will still be sitting there calibrating the camera. It'll take forever. It only worked one time for me and that was it. So as I'm complaining on YouTube about this problem I'm having with it, something says, hey, just go hit that quick scanner. Let's see what happens. See if that'll activate faster. And it actually worked on camera. So I'm thinking, oh my goodness, it's working. I'm excited. I'm having fun. Next day, it's going to be a fun day. I get up the next day and here I am on camera again, telling you other issues that I'm having with it now, besides the issues I just went through, where the camera is not properly scanning objects in the environment and it's failing to place images where they need to go. That's the whole purpose of the technology, to be able to place your images where you want them to go. So now I'm going through that nightmare right now. So let me show you what happens if I go around and say, let me put this in full scan and see what happens. We can get the entire full scan of the environment. So we'll click on that. If this thing loads up while I'm on recording, I'm going to be like, what the freak? Now see all that flashing back and forth? That's the room being scanned. But once you load up all your information and you register everything, and if it does go through, then you will get this little test grid will pop up showing that your camera is online and it is working. So now I'm waiting for it to scan. Now the hard story you're going to go through with this particular doing the full scan, it looks like it's scanning, but somewhere along the line, your system shuts off. Not saying the system shuts off, your camera literally stops scanning. Because when it stops scanning, you get a huge, massive icon in the middle explaining your specifications, like your projector specification resolution, your Wi-Fi network you're using, blah, 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 this, and blah, 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 that. That's what you see in the corner when the scan is stopped and completed. But you realize once that stops, over here, you're not even fully all the way scanned. You haven't fully already scanned your environment. And that's where it will stop. And that's where you will stay there for 4 or 5 hours trying to figure out what the freak is going on. Oh, you're not backing out that easy. You're not going to back out of this. You're going to have to turn your system off and reboot the entire system all over again, doing a hard reset. And here we go. It's going to flash again. As long as it keeps flashing, it means it's scanning. I'm going to take all this frustration today and I'm going to go upstairs and finish my gaming room upstairs, my mini arcade. That's what I'm going to do. That's why I say you got to take that negative energy and put it into something positive. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in something positive. I'm going to build something beautiful out of this. Sure enough, got enough frustration out of it. I'm not worrying about the money. $924 is a lot of money to lose. I didn't lose any money. That's why I learned from experience in business is that do not pay for things. Sometimes paying for things with a debit or credit card can be a bad thing. And just I'm glad I paid for it through PayPal to PayPal. So for those of you who don't know what that term is, I learned this the hard way. I bought a projector for $560 and I paid for it through my PayPal debit card. Because I paid through my PayPal debit card, when I called PayPal, they couldn't handle it. It had to go over to the credit card department. And over there, things are done differently. It's none of that, get my money back in 10 days. It's more like get your money back to a month to 90 days because you have to go through the credit card companies first, and they could take forever to get that resolved. And I mean forever. But thank God, and I needed that projector really bad. The woman who I was representing my case, I've been with PayPal for quite a long time. I have an outstanding account with PayPal customers. I have an outstanding account with them. And they basically gave me my money back, which means they second 505 sitting up in the gaming room because I was able to buy my projector back. If it wasn't for her and my Lord, keep in mind, I would have been sitting there still waiting 90 days. Oh my goodness. Wow, it freaking worked this time. All right, I got to start bringing you guys on. You guys are good luck. It freaking worked. What the frick are we going to scan? Can we scan? Okay, all right. The object is, can we scan the entire room now? I'm curious if we can scan literally, since we got all this to play with. Let's turn the lights on because I want to see what else we can do. Okay. I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100% still happy about this because, like I said, 1 minute it works, 1 minute doesn't. But I just realized that I'm going to have to wait a bit for that to work. All right, let's see what we can do, what we can play around with, because I can't move anything now into the environment because it will not scan. Oh, learn that too also. But let me get back to telling you that real quick. Anyway, so you want to do a PayPal to PayPal, which means you want to pay, log into your PayPal and make your payment through there because you will get your money back right away even faster. But let me see what we can scan through this. Okay, so the window scan, are you freaking? We can, oh, I wonder if I can scan off that window. Let me see. Okay, so we got scan done. Let's go in and grab a magic wand. We'll grab our magic wand. And we'll color something in. This is what we can color in, because I'm just going to just color in whatever freak I want. Yeah, what's he doing the whole background for? It's no point. Let's take the whole that. Let's get back this and take this out. Take all that out. Take all that out. Take that out. Yeah, I do want to do the ceiling though. I wonder if the ceiling will work. So anything you see here with the checkers on it, that's light. Can't scan over light. Anything that's reflecting any form of light. If you notice, my screen is being hit by that rejection. It's actually reflecting that ambient light in the environment. So the ambient light is actually bouncing the screen, and it's causing it to have those checkers. Those checkers means, bottom line is that you can't basically scan over that because that's actual physical light. So you see where my blinds are shut. If I open them up, you would get that little checkerboards will pop up. All right, so let's see what we're going to do here. Let's start from the beginning. All this out from the door. Remove it. And let's see. Let's go hit this right here. Oh, man, we don't want it at 50%. Oh, we're not at 50%. Bring it down some. Because I want to just scan the ceiling. Just scan the ceiling. Or the doorway. Can we just scan the doorway? Which would be nicer. Let's see. Take that out. Take all that out. Come on now. And then ask for a little bit, the minimum. Let's take all this out. Take all this out. Let's see what happens. That is interesting because that finally loaded up. Because I had time just sitting there for hours just trying to get that to run and actually work. But like I said, it's not a guarantee it's going to work all the time. That's the problem, you know. If I'm sitting here, I should be showing you all kinds of cool stuff, and I can't because I'm just trying to figure out why this stuff is acting up like this. Yeah, it's not good. Now it's scanning the entire room. Like, why is it doing that? We don't need to scan the entire room. We just want certain objects. Because if that's the case, I can do that with the projector easy, with no problem. I need you to just pinpoint certain areas that we don't. Just Give me what I want, what I asked for. And take all this out. The kitchen looks like a freaking horror scene from The Omen. Let's take all this out. We'll just erase some of this stuff right here. Just need you to just scan what I need to scan. All right, take all this out. Just take everything out here. Let's bring this a wider. All right. Okay. Let's go. Can we zoom our size? Let me see. Bring our size on to 250. Sorry about that. Let me try to see if I can get this down to here. All right, and we can get this here. I'm just going to scan the top part of the ceiling. Sorry about that. Hold up a minute. Okay. This is where I'll be at all day today. All right, so that part right there. All right, we'll cover that. And then we'll bring it down a little bit lower to 2. I just want to get the doorway in here, just between here. Let's just see if this actually works. Because maybe full screen will have the ability to be able to hit certain objects. So maybe that's it. So hopefully we'll see if that works. We have to check everything out to see how it's going to work. All right, let me see. All right, so let's go create a surface. All right, those are showing me all my little pinpoints here and there. All right. Come on. Let's behave, please. It does get a bit, see me moving over and over again? It gets very temperamental. So, okay, whatever. Let's say whatever. It gets very temperamental. So I have to wait because right now software is freezing up on me. So I got to wait. All right, there we go. All right, so can I need to grab something. So let's grab a special effect. Let's grab these right here. This will work. I'll insert that in there. All right. So I'm seeing very little here. I'm seeing very little there. I don't know why there's so less of it here. There's too much blue in here to begin with. Okay. We'll just hit it and let's see what happens. All right, so let's see what happens. What do we get? It's not gonna be pretty, but let's see how it works. So, are you freaking kidding me? So that's what it is. Come with me. It has to be, in order for you to be able to pinpoint certain objects in the environment. Can't use a quick scan. Unfortunately for me, full scan does not work for me 100%. Only quick scan does. Because keep in mind, if I'm using my projector as is normally meant to be used, I would have hit the chairs, the table, the floor, everything. I would have hit all that. Let me see that back out. And I got part of the wall right there. It's a section I was only with the scan. See what happens? If you don't cover it completely, you'll get these little broken spots in there. That's what you'll get. You have to make sure you cover the whole thing. So let's do a little test run here. See if the full scan is operating. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to put my screen back up. I'm gonna grab me another file. Our program just shut down on me. All right, let's open it up again. I wasn't good. I just saw that. But again, they just shut down on me. Yep, right there. Unexpectedly shut down on me. Told you software is buggy. It's very, very buggy. And this is what I try to put it in full scan. So in full scan carries on all the time. All right, Lightform quit unexpectedly. Would you like to send a report? Yes, I would. I'm gonna send a report. I'll submit that to you guys. Report a bug. It's buggy. That's the only problem. It's buggy. Firmware is outdated. It's a whole lot of mess with it. Almost reminds me of the Xbox 360 fiasco when basically they could have fixed that red ring before it even started, but they wanted to launch the system earlier than the PS system, and they ignored it, and it caused a nightmare. You shouldn't. First things first, I have been up since what? You're only seeing what I'm showing you. Consider the fact you're not seeing what I haven't shown you of all the testing I have done. I have scanned different objects. I have scanned doorways. I've been up since 4 o'clock. So before all this light came into the factor, bottom line is I was doing this in the dark. I did this test already in the kitchen. Yeah, this thing it's buggy. When I tell you it's buggy, it has nothing to do with when you're talking about you have to put it in a certain position. No, it is buggy altogether. I got videos showing that the camera not even activating, not even reading, not even showing up at all. Period. So trust me, the system doesn't work. It doesn't. But you know what? Here's how you find out. You drop $924 on one, and you'll get back with me and tell me how it works out for you. I'm not a noob when it comes to projectors, my friend. Trust me, I'm far from it. And the scanner does not work at all, period. From what I've seen in the commercials, it was supposed to be easy. Just go in, you set up your camera, you scan your object, and then basically you go in and you set up your how you want to actually map it out, and then you just put your application onto it, and then it maps it to the application. It's not the case. So here we are. Now, those who remember my first video, and they do remember my first video, the camera would not activate at all. It just kept giving me the same error code over and over and over again. You're not supposed to have that kind of problem when you first buy something when it comes out of the box. Now, I can see later on in time you'll have little issues that may pop up, but not from the door, not from hitting the ground running. All right, so we do full scan right there, right? And trying to scan small objects, yeah, it's not as easy as they say this. When you watch the commercial, so we can just scan any object you want. So you just scan that little object right there and display images on it. No, it doesn't work that way. No. You will scan that object, And then you will notice that your little scan points will be all over the place. Then you got to take your marker, your mouse, and you got to interline each one to fit right around that image just perfectly. And then when you hit it with the display, you will see it light up in the middle where it's supposed to be at. And then when you basically go in and you hit publish, it will only show half of it that actually the pinpoints actually hit because the camera was not scanned correctly. So no. Let me go over here. We're just going to go over to we're going to go to a full scan on here and see how long it takes for the full scan to go through. All right. So you see right here, it is pinpointed to inside this screen. This is Sony BPL FH30, 1920 by 1200. It's more than basically the requirement needed. So they use 1080p, so it's 1920 by 1200 resolution. This is a WFGA widescreen projector. Now, I had this with lens shift, so I had this pinpointed right within that little square, which means if I put an image, it should pop up and fill the entire screen because the entire screen is being scanned. If I get half that screen, that means that scanner is not picking up correctly. And one of the problems you will run into when it comes to scanning, and if you see it, last time you didn't see it, that when you get that little icon at the bottom, there's an icon that will show right there. This is your specifications. It will show your IP address. It will show everything, not IP address, but it will show your internet connection, the name of your internet connection. It will come up and bring the name of your account on here, which mine is Chipper Woodchuck. All that will pop up. That means the scan is finalized and complete. It has stopped. But if you look over here, you'll see it's still scanning. That means the scanning has stopped as it was scanning. So hopefully we get the whole thing to scan like it did the last time. And now we're just going to pinpoint it to that screen. Matter of fact, I'm going to pinpoint that screen. I'm going to try to do the Star Wars poster to see what happens. And I will show you on my end that it'll be displaying the abstract art on the Star Wars poster in my screen. And then when I pull it back over, you'll see that this right here will there. Explain that, how that's working. Oh, and by the way, in the commercial, the scan for the full scan was much faster than this. And I know it works much faster than this because when I first got it, I told you it worked for me one time, and the scan was really fast. It's not that big of an object that needs to scan these. Ah, didn't work. Didn't scan them. Oh, by the way, those of you who are wondering, 4K projectors, no, it does not. It does apply to 4K, but you're not going to get 4K off of it. It does 4K upscaling, so you're not going to get true 4K off of it. It basically recommends that you work. All right. So now it's working for me. You guys are good luck. Start doing so I can bring you guys more. Whoever you are, to bring you with me wherever I go now. You're freaking good luck. All right, so now we got this right here, just displaying. Let's see how much we can get away with this. But keep in mind, are we getting the whole full screen? Did we scan the whole entire full screen? Let me see. We go back here to 16. What do we got? Nope. You see that right there? It was supposed to scan the entire screen. So I've been able to see that scan that pop up. I should have got the entire room in that scan. And this is what I got. I got the screen up close. Explain that little nightmare right there. That's another problem right there that I have to deal with. Maybe the camera being able to focus on bringing that image closer or maybe farther away might not be reacting right because, like I said, you saw right there where I showed it showed the entire room. It showed the sloughs, everything. And now when I go do the initial scan to go through, it gives me the screen up close. And the little icon I told you at the bottom, that's when it initially stops. That's all the stuff, the information, blah, blah, blah. All right, whatever. Let's just go flow with it and see what we got. And the software will only scan what the tracker pattern is. I'm quite aware of that. Do you work for the company by any chance? Because if you do, I got a bone to pick with you. Yeah, I understand that. I quite understand that. But I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you work for the company? Because you are pretty much incisive on basically on what I'm talking to you about. So, do you work for the company or do you own this stuff? You own one of these. Because if you were with me when I basically first register it, and people that I talk to know it doesn't go as smoothly as you guys make it out to be. Oh no! You're good, man. You're good. You're good. Don't worry. You're good. I don't know anything about this, to tell you the truth. I definitely take your advice. I definitely will. It's my first time working with this stuff, but I know when hardware is supposed to work correctly. I'm a tech junkie, so I buy a lot of crazy stuff. So I know that for a fact. How hardware is supposed to work. You know what I mean? But no, this is having a lot of problems with it. And I've tried scanning smaller stuff, but it's just having problems with it. All right. I might just tell you the truth. I mean, I don't want to give up on the company because, like I said, it's good technology. It just has a lot of bugs in it. Because I had problems registering. It wouldn't read my freaking information on the back of my back of my unit. What I'm thinking about doing is, and I don't want to do it, is I might just basically exchange this one out and get the projector that they have. Maybe the projector will work much better. I don't know. They do have a projector this, and I'm not happy about the projector because the projector is only 1,000 lumens. One of my projectors 43, and I can use this in the fully lit environment. All right, so let's go magic wand this bad boy. Boom! I'm gonna magic wand it. I'm gonna magic wand it. No! I gotta go back and magic wand it. I'm gonna magic wand it. There we go. Get a bigger one. There we go. Just straight magic wand it. All right. Let's just create a surface. We're done with all that. All right, whatever. Let me see what we got going on here. All right. Just want to magic wand it. Okay. Create a surface. Okay, I'm getting a bit of an error here. Adjustment of that. Okay. Can I get this to work, please? There we go. No problem. I'm just going to incorporate something into it and just see what happens. Whatever. As a matter of fact, no, I don't want that design. Give me the other one. I'll take I'll grab this right here. All right, we'll put that in there, and then we'll go over and we'll publish it. See what we get. Which I doubt it's going to work because for some reason I could not put enough pinpoints in there. So see what happens. See if we get anything. Are you freaking kidding me? It freaking actually worked. Wait a minute. I gotta wait. I gotta hold on for a minute. Hold on. Do I have to wand it? I don't have to wand it, do I? Okay. All right, I gotta do something real quick. I gotta do this again. All right, we gotta do this again. All right, we're gonna go in here. This right here, and this right here. Because when I saw in the tutorial video, they want you to basically just color everything with this freaking wand. But I don't think you have to touch it, do the wand at all. Let's see. Hold on for a minute. Let's go in here. We're gonna do the full scan. Let's see. So you gotta get okay, and you gotta cover that. Yeah, I know. The scan. I know this is a scanner. So If I want to scan all this, oh yeah, 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 you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. You're definitely right. You're definitely right. I would have to basically expand the projector to be able to cover that. Yeah, you're definitely right. I didn't think about that at first. Thank you so much. I didn't think about it. That's why it wasn't showing up over here. It was showing up over here because the checkerboard has to cover the area where it needs to scan. So if I expanded it and covered all of this, it would have, oh my God, really? Wow, thanks a lot, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's freaking cool. Thank you so much. Like, ding ding, because the minute my brain was going, dan 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 dan. Oh, yeah, that would explain why it was showing up there, and it wasn't enough to cover the entire screen. Wow, thanks, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What is your name? Travis. All right. Where are you? Are you in Philadelphia by any chance? Are you anywhere? Are you in the United States by any chance? Are you in the United States? I was like, yeah, like, that funny click, like, wait a minute, click. And wow. I gotta laugh about that. You're in the US? All right, shoot me an email. I'm sending you free screen paint. Shoot me an email. I'll send you a free screen paint. You can have LED lights, whatever you want. I even send you one of those projectors if you want, them Galaxy projectors for the ceiling. Shoot me an email. I'm sending you a care package. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That was freaking. Yeah, you're awesome, dude. You're awesome. I'm thinking like, wait a minute. Yeah, you got to scan. Yeah, yeah. That's why it didn't work. Okay. Taught me something today, my friend. Because sometimes I get a bit arrogant. You know what I mean? I think at one point, people can't tell me anything, and I sometimes I do walk through life with a full glass. But this is a lesson right here to learn life to sometimes stop and listen to people because I still would have been griping about this, not realizing that I had to pull the whole image up because it can only scan what the black and white images that the scanning was doing right now. It has to cover everything in order for that to pick up. And I didn't think about that. Wow. You're amazing. Yeah, send me my email. I don't know if I put my information there, but back out of any of my videos, and you'll see the information up there for my email. And send me we'll talk. Send your information. I'll give you my cell phone number. We'll talk, and I'll set you up with something real nice. I'll send you up like 2 quarts. It's enough to paint a 150-inch screen. You can have LED lights, and I'll send you one of these star projectors. I'll set you up a package today. Man, I gotta tell my business partner about that one. Yeah. Hey, that's what I gotta learn sometimes in life to just basically just learn to just shut up and listen to what other people are saying and stop being on the offensive all the time sometimes. So I guess I will be keeping it. So, like I said, I don't want my money back. I just want it to work because there's things I want to work with. I got projects to work with it. So now I have to work on getting myself. I need a good steering wheel. I want a really good steering wheel because, like I said, the 235.1 in here. I did order another one of these Dell PCs, and I ordered a small form factor a low profile GTX 1650. Which I'm going to use that for racing games because I would definitely want to do racing games on 235.1. So I got to get that to order another one. So another one of these will be coming in, and I'll be loading the graphic card. I've been doing some demonstrations on that, but I do need a really good steering wheel for PC, which I know there's dozens of them. I just want to find a really good one. Yeah, I'll set you up real good. I'll get you whatever paint you want, and you can have it. That was cool. That was really cool. Okay, let me see. Let's just grab an image here. And let's grab, let's see. I want to do. Oh, that's going to look crazy. course, this one right here. Freaking amazing. It works. All right. So there's a few things I was doing wrong. I was painting literally everything. I was using that magic wand and painting everything. That was not good. That was not good at all. So bottom line is, if I stay, because when I first saw the demonstration, the guy showing off, he used the wand, he painted everything like that, and it came up. I'm thinking, okay, that's how it has to be done. They don't give you too much instructions on it. Kind of figure out some of the stuff for yourself. So that's what I thought, you had to paint everything in order to do it. Actually, not so. I can just go in and just scan and truthfully what I want. So later on the day, I got to get some meat because right now I'm really hungry right now. But I'll scan some smaller objects and see how that turns out. But so far, yeah, I scanned that without even painting it, and it popped up with no problem. So I'm happy with it. I'm keeping it. Let me go upstairs. Let me go order me another projector because I need a smaller one than this. This is too big, so I can make it a little bit more portable. And I'm happy with it. Dude, thank you so much. So much. I appreciate that, because if it wasn't for you, man, I'd still be stuck in this crazy limbo of my own personal nightmare I embedded for myself. You email me. I'm going to set you up real nice. All right, y'all have a blessed day. I'm out of here, and I'll be back on later on to try to scan some smaller objects and have some fun with that. Thank you all.